Hey, we
Hello.
back.
Hello. Right. You got us both this week. Yay!
Yes,
Finally.
finally. Girl, finally. Look, I'm still trying to put stuff together. Did this thing? Am I not live? Yeah, I am. So we're going to be recapping was it season 16, episode 13. Girl, I didn't even catch the name of it. What's the name of it?
It's chapter 1 reset.
Oh, chapter 1 reset. Honey, you see what I got?
Goal is to reset. Which we did. Did you watch Portia's live last night?
Girl, no.
Okay, well, you should go on my live because I actually went live and did a watch party. Mm-hmm. So she actually did say some pretty interesting things, and she was upfront. She's the Portia that we expect always, and I think that's why people don't realize why she continues to be the favorite. Because even in this Shamia Portia thing, I don't think Portia is coming out on top. Shamia is coming out on top in that, even though it seemed like she should, right? But Portia made mention of oh Lord, I was just about to say it. Lord, I done this damn perimenopause get on my nerves. How did I forget exactly what I wanted to say about her live last night? Because it's pertaining to the episode. Lord Jesus. Let's just get into it. It'll probably come back to me. That is ridiculous.
Okay, so here we are. We on this episode, and it starts out with let me make sure I'm correct. I believe it starts out with Shamia and her daughter.
Yep, packing up. Mm-hmm.
They're packing up, and she's teaching her daughter how to be charitable, and she's getting all the different whatever they're sending over stuff to for Grenada because they had what a hurricane or something over there.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're sending over supplies. So there's all the ladies are bringing things, and so they're collecting it, and she's ready to have it shipped off. So each lady's bringing one by one, and who brings the least? Britt.
Andrew.
What did Drew bring? I didn't see it.
Barely anything, but I mean, like Drew and Britt are showing up. And listen, first season, I feel like we should just be honest about first season Housewives in general. They usually are like bottom of the totem pole type of deal, but this is embarrassing for Britt. It's as embarrassing as Drew bringing that wig to the
girl
party.
Yes.
Except it's for charity, which kind of makes it even worse because I don't know what she thought she was bringing or who was the charity when she brought 2 rolls or 2 4-packs of tissue. Like that's 8 rolls of tissue.
Girl.
Did she think Shamia needed the tissue?
I don't know.
Like,
so she bought a total of 16 rolls of toilet paper and some Kleenex.
And she claimed some stuff was coming. After show. But look, according to the way that doggone brunch went, I don't think nothing else came. I'm not
at all
that anything else came, and I can't believe she showed up with what she had. Sometimes it's just better to say, I ain't got it, girl. Like,
exactly.
You say it off camera, so don't nobody, what I'm saying, like shade you or whatever. But all of this kind of over projecting and acting like you have, and then these things come up, and they are really like big things, right? Like, how do you have a party for people and then you go and tell your guests like, oh, well, I really wasn't expecting everybody to get menus. Like, excuse me? You
were supposed to have the small bites, girl.
People's face? Like,
look, this really because she had the planner out there, the decorator, she tried to make like that was the party planner. And the decorator said, no, I was just there to decorate.
One way or the other, if you didn't pay for the food, you didn't pay for the food. Like, that's not on a plan. Even if you had the planner, that's not on the planners. Like, that's not for her to pay for you to have feed people. So if you like, you could have a planner there, but if you didn't pay for the food, you didn't pay for the food. And that's what it sounded like. And well, what it sounded like is exactly what she explained, which was she had a certain amount that she was going to pay. So only a specific amount of people were supposed to choose from
Girl,
the
they didn't even pay the country club, honey, because I got the receipt here.
Well, again, we just started with what she at least admitted, you know what I mean, like on camera, which that going from there, of course, we know she didn't pay the country club because as tacky as that was, you get what I mean? Like, you ain't paid this country club and then turned around and you are penny and inching on who gonna eat some food.
That's the ghetto.
I mean, like, you talk about brokey, like, then who sing that song? Did she make it for her? Because somebody go find out. Do Lotto know this girl? Because that might have been her inspiration. Because that sound like who she was talking about. That's all I'm saying. And yeah, she ought to be ashamed of herself. Did she come out and say anything about that donation? Because it was raggedy.
I don't think she came out and said anything.
Yeah, I'm sure she didn't. Well, they're supposed to be filming on Thursday, so I'm sure the girl's gonna dig right into her.
That's when they're gonna start filming the reunion.
Yes, that's the word on the curb. Look, word on the curb.
I wonder how many episodes are there this season then.
I think I remember looking at 15 and 14, and I think I remember them having close to like 20 and 21 as total. So it feels like that's about right, really. Even though we used to their seasons being longer. But I think because the ratings have been down, and not for nothing, I'm gonna go ahead and say it on here too. I think Bravo is setting us up for failure because Bravo like to play around with our shows. And I'm a little sick of that. Like, and what I mean, like, they didn't change their time slot. Because of course Real Housewives of Atlanta on Sunday nights. But I just feel like they playing with them. Like, I don't know that there was a need for Pedro to come in at this point. I don't know. It just feels disjointed. Yeah, and I'm tired of them playing with our shows the way that they do.
Yeah, because usually the housewives, as I remember, didn't they used to come on like in like November?
Well, yeah, that all changed when they went on the hiatus, though. You know, what I mean?
Understand, but it seems like this time of year, folks is trying to get outside. We've been in the house all winter long. You know, before when they had it in the fall months, fall and winter, people are in the house.
That's right. That's right, because that's what one of my followers was talking about. Miss Dugan was saying that about Memorial Day. They was talking about how low the ratings were, and I got told, I said, well, I was surprised they had even come on. Exactly, and you probably are right now that I think about it more specifically. But I feel like whatever housewife show is running during that time doesn't air on the holiday. That's what I'm like, because generally, like you said, it might not be Atlanta that's on during that period of time, but they always have a franchise on. Yeah. And so I was just surprised that they came on at all. My expectation was that they weren't, because that's what I'm used to, is that they're not running new shows on that Sunday night. And even during award season, because that's something, like you said, they usually try to avoid some of that. For Atlanta, like the other housewives can get wrapped up in that programming, but Atlanta usually does somehow kind of miss it a little bit. But yeah, that's what I mean. I feel like they play with us. They play with our shows a lot. And so I guess we're going to see, because for me, this season really is still just coasting. And I don't really know what Phaedra is supposed to bring. I'm not interested. I guess everybody else is, but I'm not. Like, I'm not interested. She could go on any other thing and I will watch her. But I'm not interested in seeing her here.
Girl, because she coming in hot. And I feel like, okay, because maybe if her whole beef with Married to Medicine women is that they were mean girls, but you come on to this platform talking about people you haven't really even been in a situation with yet. You haven't really talked to them or anything. So you got something to say about everyone, reading them down. And I'm
looking like a fan, in the words of
Candy, yes. You just sat back, watched the damn show, and then make your assumption. And I thought it was so funny how she said that, I didn't know Charles was married to Angela. Like, who are you?
Well, see, here's the problem with Angela, which goes back to what I said in our previous reviews, right? I told, first of all, first episode, I clocked Angela and when I say clock, just their demeanor with each other. Charles and Angela, I kind of refer to them as Camille and Kelsey Grammer. And going back to that relationship where we watched it on television, even though they subsequently got a divorce. And I'm not claiming that these two are headed towards divorce. All I'm saying is that what we see doesn't look like the loving relationship she wants to present to us. And that was the same thing we saw with Camille and Kelsey Grammer. She would tell us about how much she missed her and this thing, but every chance he got, he was somewhere else. Like, he wasn't seeming like he was trying to get back to her and the kids. So it was just real disjointed. And that's what I see from Angela where Charles is concerned. I also see her explaining things before they happen. So she already tried to explain that they had separated for some time after the Madison Square Garden event. She never really was clear about how much time there was. We get to this episode before they get ready to go on the trip or while they're on the trip. And did she say it was their 8th wedding anniversary? I thought we had all been under the impression they had been married for 10. Now, maybe it was together for 10. I think together. But here we go. You know what I'm saying? Where she kind of gave us this shoddy timeline. So I think she's, and then on her social media, that's the other thing. Now we see her because I guess it's two things. I don't think it's that difficult for a NBA player for somebody to say, we didn't know he was married. I think that at the time that he played, I think that might have been something that was more common than not. Not all of the wives were like,
girl, he went. They only been married 8 years. He in his 60s. He was not married to her when he was playing.
Well, again, you're right. So that goes back to why didn't nobody really know about her. But then she gets on.
I think they did know. I mean, well, I think Phaedra is only famous she's famous more now. But I'm saying if you go back and look at her Instagram, you see her with all the A class of rappers.
She's been an entertainment attorney. So that happened in her real life. And that's what she did before we saw her on Real Housewives of Atlanta. So that's what I mean about it's not necessarily that unheard of for you to have some or knowledge of somebody and not necessarily know what their personal dealings are. Again, Angela already did the dropping of, well, we were separated for some time or what have you. So my point with Angela, though, is when this stuff happens, she goes on her social media and she posts pictures of her with other celebrities, whatever, her, Charles, and whoever it is, right? Michael Jordan, whatever. And not to say that that's not you and you're not and these things are not true, but I'm saying that doesn't prove anything about what somebody's saying if they don't know who you are to Charles. Because when you and Charles show up on the screen, he doesn't seem that vocal about you anyway. So I can understand somebody could meet him and not know who you are. Don't mean that he cheating on you. I'm not necessarily saying that. I'm just saying, yeah, that ain't that far-fetched. And so again, and go to her. You're doing a lot to prove something different, and I don't know why. Why would you do that?
Okay, but I think Phaedra knew because Carlos had already dropped it that they've been trying to get Angela on the show since season 3 or season 2.
That's what he said, yeah.
So I don't know, Phaedra.
Well, again, here's the thing. It could be just fodder that she's, saying. That's why, but that's my point in really bringing up that what she has to say really doesn't have that much. It doesn't really hold a lot of weight. I don't know why Angela would feed into that the way that she is by trying to post like, oh, what you mean? Like in here, it's like, girl, you could really just toss that out the window because, like, right. And again, you having these pictures, it doesn't prove that she know who you are. You know what I'm saying? Like, it didn't prove that. It proved that you stood next to your husband and took these pictures. And again, there you go, trying to overcorrect or overprove something, and it's not. I don't know that it needs to be. So now it just looked strange on Angela's part. Yeah. I still like Angela though, and I think again we didn't need Phaedra, so I feel like maybe it is just a mix up that now she here just to create foolishness and
she's at a buffet of foolishness. That's what I think, because I'm like, I just was not expecting when the episode came to the end of the was it episode 12. And when she came in going in on the girls, I'm like, what? Damn.
Yeah, like how did you even have an opinion? But it seemed like it probably was like you got it from Portia or something, or maybe you said the things that you knew. Now listen, Phaedra, born and raised, there or in Georgia in general, she is an entertainment attorney. I mean, there's something to say that she could have information about things. But again, she's a known liar. What's her tagline? Like, I came back from the dead.
You want to bury the past.
You want us to forget that you're a liar? I mean, so right. How does anything out of Phaedra's mouth, how does it hold any weight to anybody? Like, how do you go and repeat what Phaedra Park said?
Okay. Just the
Phaedra Parks told me, and it's like, oh girl.
Shit.
Did Phaedra Parks get it notarized, or you know what I'm saying? Like, no, Phaedra, yeah. So I just don't understand why Angela gives that much energy to it. But and listen, she was wrong for coming in. Like I say, it just looked like a fan, and that's kind of adding to the reason why I wasn't here for Phaedra's return.
Yeah, because I want to know, do y'all think Phaedra can save the sinking ship or the Titanic?
Honey, she'll sink it faster.
Girl. Girl. So after that scene, then we look, I don't know which one we at, but I believe it was is it Portia and well, if not, we're gonna go to Portia and Drew.
I'm gonna go. Let's see, because Kelly come. Well, we'll go to Portia and Drew. Yep, it is Portia and Drew. Anyway, that's next. Yes, go to Portia.
Okay, Portia and Drew. Shots fired.
Well, finally they get to sit down. And listen, Portia is my favorite. I'm gonna just preference this by that. But I don't know why everybody seems to think Portia is dragging this storyline out. I don't think it's Portia. I literally think it's Drew. I need y'all to drop down in the comments and tell me what y'all think. What do you think?
I thought it was Portia. I think to me, it seemed like Portia was the one mentioning it. But then when they're having the next conversation after this, we find out, because I thought in the beginning Drew said she texted Portia about it. Then we find out she did not text her. So I don't know.
That's the point with Drew. Like, that's what I'm saying to y'all. How the hell y'all gonna take anything Drew say at face value? That girl is a liar. But she did say that in the beginning. Here's what the game Drew was playing, which is that's why I'm saying I don't know how y'all got it that Portia is drawing this out, because it is literally Drew. Drew said that she tried to call Portia. Everything that she was texting Portia, it was about getting together. So her point in with Portia was that I never got to tell you that me and Dennis was working because you never got with me. Like we made plans to get together this day. You canceled. We made plans to get together. So that's what Drew, when she say I texted you, that's what she was talking about. She didn't because at the end of the day, like what it boiled down to is if you really wanted to tell her that information, you could have put that in the text message and just left it at. But she was too busy trying to get in front of her. And so that's what we saw all the way up until episode 13. Now, what I'll say about what Portia did, but this is what makes Portia a favorite of mine. And I think Portia is like a day after a Gemini. So she is, you know what? We are taking Portia in as a Gemini because I feel like she act like one. I feel like she act like one. But this is what I'm feeling Portia on. I'm not about to play your game because, yes, you could have said that. So now that you have me here, now you want to play like you couldn't tell me something. You know what I'm saying? Because, and that's not what it was. Like, you just never tried to tell me. You tried to hold this. This is literally Drew's storyline. It is not Portia's storyline. And not for nothing, let's just get this out. Portia didn't need a storyline. It was Simon. Her and Simon started going through their divorce. Hell, 2-3 weeks after she announced she was coming back, because it was really maybe a month, maybe 4 weeks. It was really fast. And so I'm saying that to say she's already been on the Housewives. Like, nobody needs that from Portia the way they need it from every other lady on that screen that's got, you know what I'm saying? Including the one that just came back. You need her to come and tell you about what the hell been going on in her life. We know what the hell been happening in Portia's life. It all took place on Instagram.
Yeah. It sure enough did.
Like, are you kidding me? But that's what, that's the thing about the public sometimes in TV. Like, you'll forget what you saw. Like, and then, but that's what Drew is counting on. Drew is counting on being the type of person that's gonna come and replay it to you, and you done forgot everything that happened, like you wasn't sitting there.
Because I didn't like how when Portia got up and
I would have got up on her ass too.
I didn't like what Drew was saying. That's why Simon's divorcing her. I'm like, what?
Exactly. See that, but that's Drew playing that game. She knew what game she was playing. She knew she didn't want to have nothing to do with Ralph. Even by the time they went ahead and met. Don't you find it odd that they finally did meet after Shamia and Portia met with Ralph?
Mm-hmm.
And not to say that Drew didn't just find out. I don't remember if they said how this meeting finally happened, but I find it funny that it's Drew that's got that going on now. Again, for me, it was always Drew.
You talking about the meeting with Portia and Drew?
Huh?
You talking about the meeting with Portia and Drew?
Yeah.
But Portia didn't want to go on the girls' trip. And, she wanted to get whatever they got out in the open and they can go and have fun.
Okay, right. So she set it up for her.
Yeah.
That's not what Drew was waiting on. But, and then like say, here she is. Well, you filmed with Ralph. It's like, girl, why? I guess the pettiest of the petty will sit up and hold on to that, because I'm not saying that she didn't film with Ralph, like we all saw it, but the point that I'm making, see, like, people like to start in the middle, like Drew, or start at the end. You know what I mean? Like, none of that probably wouldn't have happened if you just would have sent the first damn text you should have sent in the first place. You the one signing deals and doing actual business. You not gonna tell me about, I need to tell you that I sat and ran into this man in a restaurant? No, I don't need to call you and tell you that.
So why did Dennis lie and say he wasn't working with Drew no more?
Well, Dennis is just trying to stay out the grease. Like, you know what I mean? I don't understand. Like for all intents and purposes, it's not like whatever Dennis and Portia talk about is not even to be set head on the housewives, right? The issue is between those two housewives. Dennis just happens to be the supporting character or what have you, like, but as far as whatever his responsibility is, that's for them to deal with, and not like it doesn't even matter as it pertains to the show, in my opinion. But again, if you asked why he acted the way he did, yeah, because he just didn't want no shit with Portia. I mean, right. But that's the same thing. That's the reason why Drew did what she did. See, that's the thing about Drew. Drew was moving funny, and probably not because she was doing anything wrong, but at the same time, now that you've moved off weird and funny, who can believe you about it?
Mm-hmm.
And then how she tried to pull up the well, I can say the same thing about what the streets are saying. You know what I mean? Like, girl, bye. Here we go again.
So wait, did Portia say
trying to wait to get that out your mouth?
So wait a minute. So the person that Drew mentioned, did Portia say, oh, that's who she mentioned, Future?
Yeah.
Okay. So I was like,
I think it had been some type of rumor about Portia dating Future.
I heard it recently.
Huh?
I had heard it recently. But
that's what this is all. Well, you figure in the last year or so, yeah.
No, I just heard it like last month. That's the first time I ever heard about it.
Oh, okay. I thought I had heard it a little while ago, but
I mean, it probably was, but I don't know why. Ooh.
Well, like she said, she don't know the man, I guess. I don't know if she do or don't. And I agree with you. Now, Future, listen, I don't know how Future be getting his girls, because you would think that somebody would know better about that. But
exactly.
Fan, I got to give it to her. Like, I don't know. I have to just poke my eyeballs out or something. Like,
exactly. I'm like, okay, Portia, if that's true. But maybe a Drew would get with a Future, but I can't imagine that Portia would.
Listen,
if she's gonna get with Future, she might as well stay with Dennis.
Well, that's true. That's true.
Shit.
That's true.
So after they have their little spat and they don't resolve anything, then from there, where we go to? With Kelly?
Yes. Yep. With she had her, what's his name? Leonard?
Lamont.
I say Leonard. Leonard.
His name is Lamont.
Lamont. Okay, it ain't even either one. Look at me.
What is he? Is he her assistant or something? Or
I feel like assistant / friend. Yes, I think he's both.
So she got it. Who was the girl? Was that anybody related?
I don't remember.
Okay, so he's there. He's gonna help her get her kids back and forth to school and be watching over. So he tells her he did talk to the soon-to-be ex-husband, and the ex-husband ain't got shit for and I mean, damn, what's her name? Kelly or the kids.
Oh, yeah, she don't, honey.
Not a damn thing. He sounds like a sorry ass little man.
Yeah. I didn't know. I don't even know what to even think about that. I just thought, wow, here's the thing. I feel like that happens more often than not, especially with some of these like I guess we'll say wealthier or richer or hell, money, whether you got it or not. Like, you got people that just walk out on their whole responsibility.
Just ain't shit.
I did the review earlier with And Just Like That, and do you watch that at all?
Just Like That. I've never seen it.
Okay. But just to use this example, the guy, Aiden, and Carrie they are taking a break. They're breaking up essentially so that he can go and focus on his teenage son. She is asking him, like, how long? Well, he said, I need to be there for him until he's out of his teens. So he's talking until the boy is about 20. Anyway, part of that review I was mentioning, like, it's funny how nobody at least in the realm of who watches And Just Like That seem to think that that's odd. But for some reason in our community, that type of thing is not promoted, it's not projected or even said to a person. You know, like we kind of promote this thing of it's okay for you to think about yourself, right? Like and do whatever it is that make you happy. Even though you have these offsprings and kids and responsibilities that you should be focused on. And so, you know, I like I said, I just felt sad for her because I feel like that's a story that is given to women, you know, more often than not. And I don't think we ever have enough people really just talking about the fact that it's effed up and wrong. And I know like you can't control people, but I do think that there's this air of acceptance that makes that little thing. Cause I don't know who the hell he's sitting around with that type of attitude. You know what I'm saying? Like whose house you able to go to for Christmas and Thanksgiving?
Girl.
Out here, you don't do
he
it.
Probably got the next woman kissing her ass and watching her kids.
But that's what I mean. Like I don't even know the type of person that would be with that person, and that's going on in their life. Like you, like, and that's because we've made this culturally acceptable. Like, and not just even with the fact because here we're not talking about somebody with a one night stand and none of that. These people was married, and you know what I'm saying. And so, yeah, you made a choice, you made a commitment, and I'm not necessarily saying that you're supposed to sit in a marriage for your kids, but you damn sure supposed to make sure you are taking care of your children.
Exactly.
It should damn sure always be a priority of yours.
Yeah, he ahead of everything else. Anyway, no. He not
I really feel bad for Kelly. And you know what? I think we already did feel bad for Kelly because even though she had that issue come out with her about her restaurant and everything, I feel like Kelly has been very transparent about some of the issues that she's going on, whether they of her fault or his. And so I think we've already kind of understood and been forgiven of Kelly. Britt, you take some notes for when you ain't gonna need
she
to
ain't coming back. She ain't coming back.
Well, I don't know when she go over there to Baddies East or whatever. She don't need no notes because you as broke as them hoes.
Girl. Broke. Just broke.
And they might come for me. Okay, allegedly. Like
girl, please shit. She ain't look, she ain't
them girls over there got, but I'm just saying it don't look like they got much. They don't act like they got much. And you seem like you would fit right in over there while you keep trying to fit in over here. You know what? Well, no, I ain't gonna go that far because I was about to say I think I would go for me. Can we get a trade?
Get a who?
Trade. I want to trade her.
I'm like, shit. She better go back to doing them damn OnlyFans.
That's what she gonna have to do when she get done with this.
But remember,
I so find debt, and that shit ain't gonna pay off for her. Like,
but wait a minute. Remember, I kept saying, how the hell did she get her business to supposed to be so big? And I'm like, because I used to sell insurance, I know how that game kind of go. And I'm like, I think she said she started in 2024.
Said,
20.
She said 2020. She said she had it for 3 years and then she sold it. And what I don't understand is
why them licenses are on hold.
Huh?
And her licenses are on hold. Why?
But I also, like, I didn't know if she meant by selling it, did she just sell off her clients?
They ain't got nothing to do with her license.
Well, I guess that's why she's not doing nothing with it no more. I don't know. But I mean, even with the bare and naked, like even with that business, that looks thrown together. And here's not for nothing. Shapewear is shapewear. It's not a whole lot to do the shapewear, like to make it look any different than anything. You know, that shit gonna look like Skims. You just really you purchase certain stuff, especially where housewives come, off the personality. Britt, you're going downhill. This is not your fan base. We are not your fan base. And even though you can do the nasally noise like Hillary Banks, you know, like that's what it's like. You kind of got all of these ideas of what you think
we want to see. Yeah.
And it's like, no, girl, and it's inauthentic. Like going back to Kelly. Kelly has not. I mean, Kelly is doing a lot. We was watching her spend a lot of money on her dog, right? But when that stuff came out about her restaurant, we didn't really throw her too much under the bus, simply because she being honest about what she's going through with this husband.
Girl,
at least our knowledge, you know, it seems more transparent than what you are presenting us.
Yes. Girl, I'm tired of Kelly and that ugly ass dog, though.
I know. She got the dog a whole full-blown massage. I said, Lord, please.
The dog still is ugly.
The dog was sitting there rolling his eye, which of course it would, but I was just like, this is ridiculous.
But anyways, so after that scene, what we get next?
Let me see.
Oh, so we got.
Oh well, now are we talking about Kelly? Well, Kelly asked her friend about watching the babies. Okay, we go all the way there. He said, yeah. So now they're on their way to Grenada, and Shanita's bags get
lost, or they didn't ship them out or something.
Yeah, right. They waiting on them to come, which that is a nightmare, honey. Nightmare. My bag
happened to my brother before.
It happened to me on my last cruise. We got there, we had the connecting flight. We missed the connecting flight, but the connecting flight was on the same airline. So honestly, the bags had gotten there. We just couldn't locate them. And because of course, if you ever seen, I only seen this one baggage room, and this is in Greece, but like the bags was just everywhere. And that's what I was, I'm like, they go find our bags in there.
Girl.
Find our bags, girl. So, and we had the cruise was leaving the next day. So luckily, my friend's husband, we talked him into going back to the airport the next morning. And we I'm telling him, like, no, you got to tell them to let you look for our bags, like to let you in their room and let you look for our bags. Because I'm telling him, it ain't no way our bags are not here. Like our bags are here. I just knew that. But thank God he was able to get them. And honey, we was able to get on our cruise with our bags. But it was like right at the nick of freaking time. So I don't know what I'm gonna do for my next cruise, because I try to figure out like a better way to do stuff where I can avoid little stuff like that. But I'm gonna and even the carry-on, because of course I do that. I have like stuff in my carry-on, you know what I'm saying? Like just in case that big luggage, but we had to check the carry-on because the flight was full. So we didn't even have our carry-on.
Oh no.
I know.
Yeah. So they're getting over to the airport, right? And I just want to pull up some of the things, you know, that with the thing that Phaedra said, because I just couldn't. She was just, I just was just not understanding why she had to come for her like that. Did I even, girl, it's not even over here. Where'd I put it at? I'm playing with my phone. Let's see here. But anyways, so all the women meet there and they get on the flight. So what was the interaction between because this is the first time all the women see Phaedra, right?
I think so. Is it? I guess so. Yeah. Yeah.
So I thought, so she came in and came straight for, seems like to me, came straight for Angela. I feel
like that was in her confessional, right?
Yeah, it was in her confessionals. But
yeah, so
she came for her, and then she said it. Let's see here. Then she also, in the confessional, she spoke about Drew too, right?
I believe so, yes. But that's what I mean by Phaedra coming in like a fan, because the confessional is filmed after you film, right? And then the other thing is like you kind of biting off of what you know the public feels not to say you shouldn't have the same opinion. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if anybody that meets Drew has, outside of Angela. Angela is the only person who hasn't had anything to say about Drew being any type of untruthful. But everybody else seems to, have the same experience with Drew in the way that she tell her stories or wrap up what it is she got to say. And so I'm not here for Phaedra. Like, I really, really do not want Phaedra. And I feel like I can honestly make the decision that if that lady come back for next season, Phaedra parts, I'm not watching. I don't have any. There's not anything I want to know from Phaedra. Not anything. I don't want to know about man she dates. And I feel like I missed all of that with Cynthia. Cynthia had a whole lot to say about her man, didn't she?
Yeah, she did. She talked a little bit about what's his name, Amsterdam or something, or what she call him that?
Yeah,
a young guy. So let me go over here. I'm gonna play this, but here's Phaedra commenting about Angela. Let me see if I am I not the hell.
This is my first time meeting Phaedra. She seems like she's going to be a lot of fun. So I'm willing to put all of the things I heard about her to the back of my mind and just get to know her for myself.
Angela's definitely the oldest looking young woman I've ever met. Hopefully her personality is more youthful than her face.
This is my first time.
I mean, when you got a whole bunch of Botox and plastic surgery, like, I think you look crazy saying that to anybody.
Exactly.
Fool.
Very foolish.
You don't know about Dorinda. Oh, I can't wait to let me
show you. So let me share this.
Fool you. Y'all get down in the comments and tell me about Dorinda. That's what she say. You fool. I need to let me grab that. Yes,
because look, this is what I had done earlier today. It's on here. I stuck it on my group. But anyways, I'm just like, how can a person who has had so much plastic surgery be so emboldened to talk about somebody else's looks? I just
you
don't
look
understand
crazy.
It.
You are ridiculous. You are ridiculous. You got a whole nother face.
Exactly, because here you go.
Face.
I'm going to share this.
Angela's definitely the oldest looking young woman I've ever met.
You don't lost your personality
is more
you don't lost your damn mind.
Angela's definitely the oldest looking young woman I've ever met.
You don't lost your damn mind.
Well, like definitely those bottom two. Like, here's what I'm gonna be reasonable about everything. I ain't gonna go back and we don't gotta get your college, or your high school picture, whatever. But we can just go back to your first season on Housewives. Like, you don't even have to go back that far. Real talk.
Girl.
Big ass gap in between your teeth. Like, come on.
Look like little chipmunks over there. I'm just like, really? I think she's a put together, a put together woman. But far as a beautiful lady, I'm like, really?
There was a time she wouldn't even wear a doggone wig. Now that's all she wears.
But when she came on, she portrayed herself to be older.
Well, yeah, and put together and Southern Belle, and that's the thing. Like, right? That I think I said that about, like, even as Angela at the beginning. Like, you kind of presented yourself in the same way. You didn't present now the difference was you were in an age group where all of you were that age. I mean, you know what I mean? By the time Portia came in, because Portia came in, I think, as the youngest. But that was still 2 seasons later. You know what I mean? So with this group, Phaedra, you older than that lady. But that might have been why she was trying to shade. Because Angela does act older than her. And not for nothing, if you just gonna put them next to each other, fine. She might look older than Phaedra, but I agree, Phaedra. How much work have you had?
I don't think so.
You know, I'm like, somebody might say it. I don't know.
I don't know. Phaedra to me just gives old.
Well,
she gives,
because you know how old she is. That's kind of how I look at it. I think that because you know how old she is.
No, just looking at her, she just gives old to me. I mean, most young girls, okay, I just feel like this. She's trying to act young. And is coming off as an old lady trying to act young. She does not give me a young chick. Portia, even though she's 44 or 43, to me, Portia seems younger. She doesn't seem her age. She doesn't seem like she's older than Angela.
I agree.
But she's so Portia to me seemed just as young as Drew to me. And Drew, I think
she always has. I feel like even when Portia came in, and even when Portia was reserved Portia, right? She was still younger than them. Like
she's
even
like 31.
The stuff that she would say was so young and innocent,
and dumb,
right? And dumb, young and dumb. You know what I'm saying? But again, that plays into her looking and acting and young. I'm saying that about Phaedra. That's what I mean. Like, there was no need to, you don't have to go back to no other photo. You can just go get our first season. Because her whole, like, everything from up until maybe the season before, her last season, is her acting damn near like she was her mother.
Yeah. Because I swore when I was used to watch it, you know, when she first was on.
She was that young.
I swore that she was older than me.
Lying about her due date. If she was that young and fancy free, you know what I mean? Like, those things don't go together.
No.
So that's why, but I guess the people didn't know that Phaedra was coming in, and I guess they're not ready for it because you could read Phaedra with her own shit. Girl, that's why she don't have no business there.
Look, because I'm like, is Phaedra really 51?
Get away with it.
Because I'm sitting here looking at,
I didn't get
that. I was watching.
Nobody talking to you.
I've been watching episode, season 6.
Mm-hmm.
So in season 6, that's when they went back down there to Athens, and Chuck called himself trying to read Phaedra. Mm-hmm. And Chuck, Phaedra has said that her and Chuck had dated when they were children.
Mm-hmm.
He said he graduated in 88. She said she graduated in 89. That's when my ears perked up, because Phaedra is supposed to be born in 1973 in November. I graduated in 90. I'm like the youngest in my class. Most people my age graduated a year after me. So that means that Phaedra, if she graduated in 89, that means she graduated high school at 15.
I don't know. I'm not that invested.
No, when you just said it, I was like, wait a minute, hold on, because that's close to my age group.
I'm like, back to the reunion where I think, and it might be that same year, or maybe the year before, but the reunion with her and Nene. Nene at the time was 43. So Phaedra had to be 41 at the time, because that's what they were talking about them being in high school at the same time. And so that's what I'm 43 to be exact. That's where that come from, is that conversation her and Phaedra was having. Let me pull it up so we can listen to it on TikTok. So, because it was something about Phaedra was trying to prove that Nene did know her. And Nene said, well, I didn't know you. She said, well, you went to high school with my brother. And so Nene said, yeah, but they don't, like, basically, I didn't know you. So you know how, like,
I remember the conversation, but she said she was
in high school. The other person is coming in. And so that's kind of where they was then. So I'm guessing
she got to be a lot older than that then, because Nene is like 56
now. Yeah, today. So that's what I'm
if she's 2 years younger than. So if she was
Phaedra is over 50 right now today. Phaedra
she's 51. That's what she says. She's 51. She's younger than me.
She was 53. That's kind of now what I was given was 53 because from that conversation, it sounded like that was the time.
That's
frame.
why I was
how much younger she is than Nene, which is 4 years.
So she said that her birthday, she turned what? Her birthday is in November. And she turned 50 in I turned in 2022. She turned in 2023. And so that's why it sparked my interest when she said she graduated in 89. I'm like, wait a minute. Because I graduated at 17. I ain't turned 18 until
September. People.
No, she would have graduated at 15.
People do.
I mean, people do.
About people going to college and stuff. I don't know.
I'm not saying that. I'm not.
Okay,
but to me, that would be no. I'm just saying that she said her and that guy dated. Unless he graduated real young too. He graduated in 88. She was 15. Is what I'm saying.
Oh, you saying when she dated him?
Yes. So he would have been way older if she graduated at 15. He would have graduated the year before her.
I don't know.
She said they were
eighth and ninth grade. Like maybe you might be mixing two things up. No. Well, because here's what I'm saying, because they did make it clear that they dated twice. And
he didn't date her twice. He dated Candy twice.
I thought she said they dated while they was in college.
She said they dated. He said they never dated. He said they screwed around. He dated Candy twice. She said they dated.
Yeah, but I'm still saying
when they were children, they would have never been in college together.
In college,
she said, "Okay, she went to college at 15, 16."
Well, what I'm saying is that it is possible, but I'm also saying, was it that he was in college and she wasn't?
She said they dated in 8th and 9th grade.
Way too much.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. No, that's what I'm saying. That's where the lie begins because her age is not.
She is a liar. Like you know what I mean? Like that's kind of like that's the thing. It's odd to go and try to like decipher like what it is she's saying or not, because she is a liar. She's the one that tried to tell us that the baby was going to be born at 7 months and it was perfectly fine and healthy. As if you wasn't talking to a whole, world of people who gave birth to babies. Like, and so in this case, with stuff like that, that's her personal business, unless somebody come and really, and if anybody cares,
she's 51.
To go and look up her records, huh?
Her on Google says she's 51 in October. That's what I was just trying to say. I
was thinking that she was about 53 myself. But again, like I say, if they say 50, because it's like I'm this type of person. You're gonna tell me my life. You're not gonna be able to come and run. You know what I'm saying?
And Nene is 57. Nene is 57.
Well, that's why I said I thought she was 53. That's exactly because I just explained why I thought she was 4 years younger than Nene, and it was just from that conversation that I took that from. Because that's why I'm saying I think that happened the reunion before.
Yeah, it was.
So I don't necessarily think I paid a lot of attention into what he was saying, because I mean, okay, they dated before. I didn't, I let people have their life, and like I said, ain't nobody gonna come and be able to tell me my life better than you know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm the one that lived it. And if I'm lying or not, then it's my lie to tell. You know what I'm saying? Like, so if I tell you I'm 40, then that's what fucking age I am. Like,
well, it just looks like statutory rape is what I'm saying.
It might be. Yeah. Well, we'll going back to those days. That would not have been unheard of. It should have been. I'm not saying that it was okay, but it kind of probably wouldn't have been that unheard of, just because I think that things were viewed differently in a way. So you're right. It's possible that she could have been 15, 16 years old dating this guy that was 18, 19 in college. You know what I mean? Like, just it happens.
Yeah, but she said they dated in middle school. So that made her 12.
In middle school, huh?
She said middle school. She said we were children.
Well, I think I kind of like you. I don't know. You lived in the same place for a long time, right? You don't have anybody that you probably dated him. I mean, because I don't know if like
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about their age difference. If they're in middle school, she is okay. We're going back. She is like 12, 11. This boy is 14, 15. Is what I'm saying. The age difference.
You know, you saying he's 15.
Yes, he's older. Unless he graduated real young, like she did. So then that could be it.
I don't know. I don't know. I guess I have to hear it.
Yes, that's what she said. We were children, and we dated in middle school. She said 8th and 9th grade. And being that she graduated at 15 from high school.
Who graduated at 15?
She said she graduated at 89.
Okay.
So if she graduated at 89 is what I was saying. I graduated at 17. She's a year younger than me. So at 89 would have made me 16. She was 15. Graduating high school. I said, I don't doubt that she's not smart, but
I mean, but I feel like I think you're trying to make a lot of sense out of what a liar says.
Okay,
that sounds like you kind of gotta give it to her, right? Because it ain't no way that you're gonna be able to prove, like, because I mean, what you saying is logical, but I mean, that's what I mean. Like, well, if that's what she said, because what else? That's like, she's a liar. Like, that's what liars tell lies. Like, that's what they do. So you might be really right about that. Like, it's like I say, it's the same girl who told us she was 7 months and the baby was fully developed, and the doctor said he was getting ready to induce her labor because of that. She said that with a straight face more than one time.
Yes, she did. Oh my goodness. No, that's why
and never came back and corrected any of it. Like,
no.
So yeah, so no, like no. Let me save you any headaches. Don't spend that much time trying to what? I mean, like, no, let her have that shit. Like, you know better.
Like, that's why I said she gives me older though. I feel even
that's why I was going into the fact that she definitely gives you older because you already saw her as older. You may not look at her that way if she came and this is what she looked like, but we can't go off of that. It's like literally you just came and presented somebody new to us. And yes. And now she wants us to just go along with whatever it is she is saying. So that's why I'm like, no, like, and I am not here for any of it. Like, again, I've said it since they said the girl was coming. I'm like, I don't want to see her. Like, and I don't. I guess the girls' trips should be fun. Going back to the girls' trips. I do like when the housewives take girl trips. And this is what I was going to say. Portia brought up on her live, was just saying about how in the housewives, like filming Universe or whatever, when they take a girl's trip, it's kind of their time to try to reset. Like, that's the intention of everybody going on this group trip. And so that's kind of where we started off talking about Portia having the meeting with Drew to kind of get certain stuff out the air so that they can go and have a good time. So that, again, going back, I usually do enjoy watching them go on girls trips because it is usually fun. And you get to see them have fun. Of course, they always going to have some drama. So I guess Phaedra will probably very well in that sense. But I don't have a lot of expectations because she's a liar. And I've already watched her. And so I don't have an expectation that goes beyond what I know her. What the Bible tell you, I know you for your works. You know what I mean? Like, I don't expect anything else from her outside of lies and, lies. Yeah.
So they finally get there then they decide to, I guess they had to go through the whole thing about who's getting what room. Okay, I was kind of in and out of that. So all I know is Drew ended up arm wrestling Cynthia.
And still got bunk beds, which is her karma, because you know what? Drew is low budget. Sorry. That's all I got. She is low budget. So I think the bunk bed fitter, like, sorry. If anybody outside of Britt, if anybody else in there, like, yeah, but her and Britt are the ones that look like they probably had, well, Drew got kids, so she got bunk beds at her house, but she probably sleep in a bunk bed already.
Yeah.
Or twin bed.
She could just push them together.
Yeah, we can
make her a big bed or whatever. So they're there. Then they get ready to have their dinner. And Portia flirts with is that the next morning? Whatever way. They had their dinner. This is the scene where Shamia versus Drew. And Drew is standing 10 toes down on that lap dog.
Drew found her one she can pounce on, and this is why it's not working out for Shamia. Poor Shamia. I feel so bad for her, just because this ain't working out for you. And you, like, even though, let's say, in terms of what you have with the housewives, like, she has more than most of them, so fine, but you still like a rookie. And so, and not for nothing, even though Drew is a rookie to the fans, as far as this show, she's a vet when it comes to you. So you let her know what your Achilles heel was, which was stupid. I don't know why she barked at that table.
I don't know why she's that upset about it.
Yeah, I feel that too. Right. Like if you knew that was coming, I think you should have a way to brush it off. She probably, what it is she feels disrespected. And she has the right to feel disrespected because she knows Drew is only doing it because it's low-hanging fruit. Like, that's how low budget Drew is. Okay. Drew can't put two atoms together. So it's disrespect because it's not clever, right? It's a regurgitated read because she brought the bone in season 14, right? For Fatima. Okay. So you've been waiting to call somebody a dog. And that's how you look at whoever come and do it. So that's why I said, Shamia, I don't know why you sat at the table and barked. Because not for nothing, I would do the same thing you did. If I called you a lap dog and you sat and your response was to bark, then I would think that that's exactly what you're telling me is that, yeah, you are. And so I would dig in even deeper about it.
A hit dog will holler. She said a hit dog will holler.
Exactly. And that really stung, right? Because, right. You know what I'm saying? Because yeah. But you was barking, and that's the next thing she said. She was like, well, she barked. And so, like, look, it's low-hanging fruit, but I would go there too. Because I said that in the review last week. I did. Like, I don't know why that girl decided to bark in response. That was not the answer.
I don't even know why she talked about her at that interview either.
Right.
I'm like, because really, Drew's album is nice. Now, I don't know if I ain't heard Shamia's. I haven't heard Shamia's on radio.
I talk a lot of shit about Drew, but this one thing you can always understand and get from me, I'm gonna keep it 1,000. And I agree when she hit the nerve to talk about did she have an album? And then talk about something with these 5 languages. Either way, I was just like, girl, last time I checked, Drew had the career and you did. Like, at least we do know her to be a singer. Whether we know her songs or not is a whole nother subject. I agree. But yeah, you the one trying to get in. And like I said, it's not. It's this season is really not doing Shamia any fucking favors.
Did you
It's
see
not.
the one that was on they had this meme going. They like how Shamia started out like this, like a stallion, and she ends up looking like a little dog at the end. It's like a drawing. It's a mess. I'm like, damn, Shamia. I mean, because you started out strong and your antics. It's like everything she does is over the top, even to the point where she kind of sprayed that perfume or whatever under her dress because she didn't have her luggage. I'm like, come on, girl. Like she's kind of really uncouth to me.
Well, here's the thing. You got enough money to go buy you some stuff. So it, like you said, it's like out of, it's like this, it's just this, what they call it, performing.
Yes.
It doesn't feel natural. And I said that about her in the earlier review. So I've already kind of pulled that tune out from Shamia. And this is what I'm going to say. Kenya got it right in her interview with Carlos King, which he said that she didn't think longtime friends of housewives should be made full-time. I gotta go ahead and agree with her. After us watching both Marlo and Shamia at this point, both of them really flopped.
Which one you think is the worst?
Huh?
Which one you think is the worst?
Actually, it's Shamia.
Yeah.
Yep. Actually, it's Shamia.
And I hated Marlo.
Shamia is that Marlo was playing the game that she played when she first came in, number one. And then I think Kenya made it very difficult for her. So she just didn't get a fair shake. Marlo didn't. I don't know if that would have done better for her or not, but she didn't get a fair shake. So I don't think it's fair for me, like that she would be worse than Shamia. Reason why Shamia actually is the worst is because you put your friendship up on the table, first of all, and your real, true friendship. And not to say that she didn't have the feelings or still do, or, whatever that she has, but I thought the way she handled that was just disparaging. And it's not a good character quality to have seen you really seem like you had these discussions with other people instead of your good girlfriend. The other thing is you seem to be projecting something that's not authentic. And so, and that's disheartening for the viewers, because this whole time we thought we knew who you were. And so while we're excited to learn more, it just feels like you giving us a bunch of BS. And I'm disappointed about that. And it was unexpected. And so yeah, it's a far worse fail than Marlo. Because I think that what Marlo gave was expected. Marlo wasn't able to give more because Kenya made it hard for her to do anything. So yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know if Shamia probably will come back for another season, but I don't know what that looks like.
I don't know either.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I like Shamia, but damn,
I like her too. Just not as a full-time housewife. Sorry. Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead and do the Atlanta Hawk games. Go back to Big Tigger show. Like, just go back to doing what it is you was doing, I guess. But this full-time housewife, I mean, the time passed. I don't know. I guess. Because I don't know if she would have been different at a different time. And maybe this whole thing with her and Portia, maybe this should have happened at a different time. Because that, again, that's the biggest thing. I think she doesn't realize that Portia's fans are loyal. And yeah, it looked like you was being a shitty friend to put y'all friendship up on the table with new people that you barely even know. You had conversations with people you just met that you never had with the other housewives.
So here they go. So Kelly turns around and they want to kind of get into the friendship business and wants to know, does Portia think she was a good friend to Shamea?
Right.
And I'm
Portia answered it the way she should have.
Yes.
And that's the thing, and that's the reason why I'm saying Shamea comes out looking way worse in this situation, because there's no reason any of them girls should have been able to come and say Shamea said any fucking thing. You know what I'm saying? Like that, once you did that. So Portia, listen, Portia, high five. Now, and this is me. Listen, I'm not saying Portia has always shown up as a good friend to Shamea, but what I have said is their friendship is their business, and the fact that they have been friends after Shamea's wedding would say to me that they had whatever conversation they needed to have, and that they both are getting what they want out the relationship. It's funny to me that somebody asking Shamea a question about something that happened a decade ago could get her to answer it in a way that, whether you said it directly to them or not, that person will be able to turn around and say, well, she feels like she doesn't get
Angela.
You know what I'm saying? Like, well,
okay,
a question where that would come to the conclusion. You know what I mean?
So do you think Angela's playing the long game by them sitting there laughing and talking about her husband and all that to kind of get in there and sprinkle some salt on their friendship?
I think Angela kind of knows the game. I think she is getting that, like, fine, like it's a little messy, you know what I mean? Like, and she know how to get in and just get it started. Here's the thing about that. You need somebody who's able to do that. Yeah. Like Phaedra is one, like we gonna catch her shit in the confessionals because she not gonna say it to nobody's face. But you need somebody who's able to do it in that moment so that you can get the scenes or the reactions, So this is why we are liking Angela this season. Her marriage is shit, looks like it anyway, but allegedly, like that's what we think. I don't even know how you don't tell anybody that it's your 8th wedding anniversary until you get all the way to Grenada. That's not something you said as soon as you found out the dates. That I don't know. So it seemed like you didn't have no plans with the man in the first place. Then you embarrass yourself even further by calling the man, and now you asking him these questions and everything. Like, girl, cut it out.
Okay, I missed that part. What did it?
I don't know. It was something like she was just kind of like, you not missing me, or you not upset that we not spending our 8th wedding anniversary. And he like, no. Like, I mean, he's like giving her nothing.
I think with them, I think that I really don't think that she's bothered by the way he acts.
She needs to stop acting like it, dear.
Because I think she knows how he is, and if she was so didn't want the world to see, I think she probably would have begged him, look, or either I would have declined from the show.
What's funny about that is I think most of the times, going back to Camille and Kelsey, like that question was actually asked to her. You know what I'm saying? Like, in the sense of, because again, this is not me saying that Angela and Charles' marriage is in a bad spot, but if you notice your husband's going to show up some type of way, it seems odd that you would put him in a position, especially going to these two, if you know that that's the way he behaved. Why would you put him in a position where now it's going back, the same with what Shamea did with her friendship? Now it's up to the public to dissect what it is you're giving us, right? And so now you turn around and then you want to attack or get mad or defend in front of the public, going back to those pictures and things. Like, that's not a defense for what the public has to say about what they see. So if you thought, like, it would have been one of the two things. So there's a housewife who their relationship was kind of like that. They had this banter back and forth, and they stayed married for quite some time, Vicky and Don on OC. And here's the thing. She never once did this thing where she was trying to, like, they made it clear that it was their banter. Now, eventually they end up getting divorced because I think at the end of the day, we're not going to sit here, especially as females, and act like you don't want your husband to miss you and to vocalize that. You know what I'm saying? Like, whether you know him not to or not, you still are going to long for it. And so,
but I wonder why she knows her husband would do something like that.
What's funny about some of the housewives about these relationships, they get on TV and then, like I say, they fall apart. And the question becomes, well, why did you come on TV? Most of them think getting on TV will change how the other person is acting. So I more so believe that that's the game Angela is playing. I think she's
too old and set in his ways.
Charles to play to the cameras, and he won't, and because it's not him.
Girl, he didn't play to the cameras when he was in the NBA. He's the known bad boy.
Again, I understand that. I'm just, explaining well, that's what I think it is. There's no reason why she would playfully put that up on the table for everybody to go and tear apart. Do you think?
I would never ask the question, do you miss me?
I agree, unless you're trying to get him to say yes. Because that's the only reason why you're doing it. You are trying to get him to say yes.
I'd be like, don't
if you damn well know he's not gonna say it. like that's what I'm saying. You telling me that she damn well know he ain't about to say nothing, but you gonna sit up and ask him anyway. That's because she want him to.
Girl, if it can't fall out your mouth, I just ain't no. I think.
That's why I compared her to Kelsey and Camille. That it really does remind me of that dynamic because it was very confusing. And then and the funny thing now with him, she would get him to kind of do little stuff every now and then, but you could tell it was forced. You know what I mean? Like I don't know, it felt forced. But I mean. But that's why I say most housewives, they'll bring their marriage knowing that it's got problems and they'll put it out on Front Street because they think that it'll change it, and usually it just tear it apart even more.
Well, Miss Angela,
I don't know, but here's the thing: maybe they don't. Maybe she just playing the game. Maybe she playing the Phaedra game and she just being more truthful about it.
So you saying that she is also an attorney, an entertainment attorney too? Is that what you said earlier?
Oh no. I mean, more so like just kind of like stirring up stuff. You know what I mean?
No.
Oh,
I thought you said earlier when they were in those different pictures with the different stars that she was an entertainment attorney. No.
Oh, Angela. Oh no.
Okay.
Yes,
I didn't know that. Okay. All right. So I understand now. Okay. Well. What else happened after this?
I think that's about it, honey.
What would you say this episode? Would you rate it?
Well, since we can't hardly remember it and didn't seem and didn't seem to hold our attention very well. I'm guessing that might make it about a 3 or 4, something like that.
I'll give it a 5, girl. I'm like, can Phaedra save the Titanic? Because
no, I don't think she can.
So they got this trip going on. So we will get episodes of them going to Legos or whatever, Africa.
No, I think they went to. I think that was Phaedra and Portia after they finished filming.
Okay.
Yeah, that was on their own. This is the cast trip.
Okay, so I didn't know if that was something with them. So we'll have this. So the final episode to be whatever Charles and whomever's getting into it. That's going to be the final episode.
That's what it seems like.
I guess so. They're going to only do 2 trips then. The one to Nashville and this one.
Oh,
well. I don't know. It seems like on this Sweet 16, It should have been a little bit more grand, I think. I really think Sweet 16, since they calling it Sweet 16, it was an all reboot. I think they still should have had cameos of some of the OGs other than Cynthia.
I
mean, just like at the party. It ain't not really that they were saying, so it's just that they were there. Atlanta's not that big.
I can understand that. Like you said, there could be somebody having some type of event in which it all makes sense how this group came, like manifested out of whatever this older group.
Like so they were ushered in nice.
Yeah. I think that you could be correct about that. But then
I don't know where they got Britt from.
I don't. Yeah, here I go. Britt actually confirms that they do not vet the people that these people bring in to tell them. Like, she proves it. I thought for sure that they did like a small little bit, because that was the rumor about Marlo for the longest time. Now, I don't know if that's the truth or not, but the rumor about Marlo not being able to get a peach was like because they didn't know really how she made her money.
Mm-hmm.
I guess they said, F it, we don't care. Like, if you really get on TV.
Girl, they're going to have Miss Netta on there next year.
You willing to get on TV and lie about what you do and spend all this money and let the fans come and pick you up? We are willing to film it.
Because this whole Brit fiasco,
nothing, we clearly are here to watch it. So I guess it works out for everybody, right?
I hate all this because we're supposed to look at this as, aspiration to a good life.
Ain't nothing aspirational about me hosting a party and I can't pay for the people to eat.
Girl.
Nothing. As a matter of fact, I thought I was aspiring for the exact opposite.
I said, what in the hell? I ain't never had no shit like that.
Ain't nothing aspiring about you getting ready to go to a Parvish Island. Y'all trying to collect donations for some hurricane relief, and you show up with 16 rows of toilet paper. Oh, and some napkins, I guess, and some other stuff on the way, which I like. And again,
ain't nothing coming on the way. Ain't nothing coming.
I don't believe
he didn't make it. She said because the stuff was supposed to be shipped out in an hour. Remember, Shamia said the stuff was supposed to be shipped within an hour. Somebody was coming to get it in an hour.
Yeah, I'm sure she did. And Drew was even worse. I don't know what Drew sent. It was more than what Britt did, but listen. They both need their ass whooped when it boiled down to it. But they might have figured they need some charity themselves. So,
girl,
I'd like to say I don't know. We are aspiring to be at the bottom when it comes to Britt. And like I said, and then like going back to this is how hood. Like, she is really, really hood. No, that's what I said in the review, because I was like, when the girls was going back and forth and she finally decided to, men, I'm like, she gonna tell them to take it outside. Like, now how hood do it get? This your event. You telling the people to take it outside? Because generally, if you tell somebody to take it outside, you mean for them to go out there and get down. Business, right?
No, did you? Okay, but even if she was having this party for undergarment, why was her clothes was too tight and it was kind of ill-fitted? Damn.
Girl, we was at a country club. First of all, you could have. I think like maybe with the shapewear, maybe it should have been a fashion show or something. So I'm like, I don't know what type of event you have to introduce that particular business, but clearly
you see not a lot of men there.
Well, right,
girl, that's what you do one of the little private little parties.
She could have did something similar to what Portia did. Yeah, exactly. But listen, I don't know.
Because none of that stuff went together. Especially when she made Shamia and them get out there on the golfing range or whatever you call it and walk. Anyway,
yeah, that was so out of place and odd. Like, and even Kelly said the people act like they don't know
you. Kelly is shady.
I like Kelly though. Kelly is
like Kelly too. She's a loud one.
I'm okay with that. I'm loud.
I said, she's loud because I said we got that short lady syndrome there. But I think also with Britt, because I know she wanted done. There's no way she can come back from this.
It can't be. It can't be. Baby, that ship has sailed.
Girl, they said she owed the country club $10,000.
She probably thought she was going to be able to put it on retainer till she got some little money from Real Housewives of Atlanta or something. Because that's what, like, I was thinking about Drew and her interview with Carlos, and he had asked her, Drew has a lot of issues with her, like, assistant. And, she still is with the assistant, Anthony. Right. It came out in that interview. Because
the one that went back and told all the stuff to Sheree?
Yes. And she was trying to, like, that's what I mean. It was this weird energy where she's trying to prove, like, that somehow he was lying, right? Like, she's like, well, basically he was lying about whatever he was saying. But what I couldn't understand is, why are you still working with this guy?
Paying him.
Right.
What she need an assistant for?
To assist her with her lies. Like they gotta help her remember.
Now, so who the hell is Black?
And did you see that raggedy ass hair she had on, honey?
Girl, shut up.
All in the back. Gonna try to throw Portia under the bus, talking about this go naked. Now I'm with Portia. No, the hell it's not, because when have you seen any hair Portia done put on her head look like that at all?
Drew's hair always looked bad to me. I can't help it.
Well, until she got introduced to Go Naked, she like
it didn't look
looking way better than it did. That was one of them wigs she had from first goddamn season.
The pet.
Yes. Yes, cousin it.
It looked like that damn wig that Sheree wore. Remember that?
No, it looked like that wig from let me see, from Holiday Heart.
Girl, shut up. Oh my Lord. Wanda.
But I don't know who the boy Black is. I don't know. And again, here's the thing. Ralph is such an a-hole. Like, if she was dating somebody, nobody would care. We would all be all right with that. Nobody think you a hoe or anything. Go on and get your stuff on, because Ralph is an a-hole. None of us like him.
Okay, so they was cooking together for Memorial Day. So are they getting divorced or not?
I don't know. Again, Drew is such a liar. Like, I don't know.
I said, the basement man ain't in the basement.
No, right. He was right upstairs.
Y'all cooking together.
And he look happy. I don't know.
I think they doing stuff for TV.
Possibly.
I would be.
Girl, did you see any pictures from Contessa's birthday party?
No.
So she had a 70s birthday party, or players ball is what I saw. And oh girl, here I go. Contessa. How
is she on there this year?
Goddamn dress code, except for you.
So she's there filming with. Okay, she's okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep, they did film it. And Funky when Don went, so he'll probably be on the camera. I think he said. But yeah, girl, honey, she looked good. Of course, Contessa looks good. I just always like to make fun of her because she does just kind of miss, right? Yes. And so she got everybody coming in, players ball 70s, and she show up looking like Diana Ross from the Supremes. Like,
girl,
60s, girl, that is not just
she got Everybody coming in looking like
everybody got on afros, afro puffs, you know what I'm saying? Like they go there and she come in with her hair flipped up and with this like I'm like, girl, like it's your birthday party. Like how everybody else get the theme right and you got it wrong.
girl. She said I'm going from 69 70.
Clearly, we're in that era, like right at the beginning, right
Girl.
at the beginning.
I don't know what she was thinking about. Oh yeah, because well, I guess. Because because you think about all those black movies from back then, and that's when they were big at that time, where we had the pimps and all that kind of stuff.
That's when Diana Ross was in Mahogany. So you could have still channeled Diana Ross. It just wasn't Supreme's Diana Ross. Like,
girl. I don't know. Contessa. Well, so was everybody, so did they have everybody was there then?
So I didn't see, of course, no Dr. Heavenly. I actually only saw Dr. Jackie. Audrey was there and her husband. I don't know if that means they coming back this season or not, but I did see them. Toya and Eugene. And really that's it as far as the cast would go. Of course, I'm assuming Dr. Heavenly would not have been there, right? That's my assumption. Quad at the same time because Dr. Heavenly, I could see her not going. And I don't know why Dr. Simone wouldn't have been there. My assumption was that if Dr. Jackie was there, that Simone was there, but I don't know. Yeah, I kind of wish.
But if Funky Dineva was there, it seems like because he's friends with Quad, seems like Quad would be there.
Well, maybe Quad was there then. I'm feeling like Dr. Heavenly for sure wasn't there.
Well, we will see. Well, so what? Well, so you said you waited.
So Dr. Contessa would be friends with anybody. Funky Dineva could certainly be at her party, and Quad don't have anything to do with it. I'm just saying, because Dr. Contessa is Dr. Contessa.
Well, so there you have it. We done with RHOA. I don't know. I hope the next episode does better. But I tried these last 3 episodes I had not been live on. Girl, and every time I start, I end up watching them, and the TV end up watching me.
It's dragging. Yeah, it's dragging.
I said, and I always wake up at the same parts.
And I think it's dragging, like especially even in the like you say, the first couple weeks. It really, like, even where it comes to Portia and Shamia, right, with their friendship. I think us as viewers, again, we're in season 16, and most of us have been viewers for about that time. Even if you kind of picked up, let's say, around season 8 and 9, we're still talking a good 5 or 6 years. So with that being said, this is not something current that any of us really are wanting to hash out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, even as a viewer, you know, so I think that loss fell flat. And again, I'm kind of using that towards Shamia because I feel like it's Shamia that's throwing everything at the wall to see what sticks. Going back to Portia, I know, you know, because some people love to hate. And I know Portia like gets this rap about, well, she doesn't have a storyline. Portia didn't need a storyline.
No, her stuff went all
over. If she's the only one that is able to sit there and actually she actually has a reason that she's not saying anything because we know for sure that if she was able to, she's not Kenya. We know for sure that she would be letting us know. You know what I mean? But like we know why she's not. And so again, she is the only one that can sit there and almost do nothing. And it almost be a little bit okay. The only thing I feel like we're missing out of Portia is that you can tell, like she did mention on her live, you can just tell that her attitude is up and down. You know what I mean? Like she is there and not there. You know what I mean? So you don't feel like you're getting her the fullness of her. And again, Simon was on her top, so it's understandable, like why. But yeah, Shamia is throwing everything at the wall, and none of it is sticking. Like none of it. So I don't know. Like in actuality, this might be a little early to just say. But if I had to grade, like even from the reviews or even from the scores that I've um, given the show, I don't think it would even have a passing grade. Like I feel like it actually did just fail.
So wait a minute, you think it's worse than season?
Well, no, not worse. It's not living up. Like the only person in a sense that I'm feeling could come back next season. No, because I already said I'm here for like I was here for a whole total reboot. Even like I said, as much as I like Portia, even if it didn't include her, I was here for a total new group of people. And I think I'm still there. That's what I mean. Like this little group, I mean, they did good enough, and like no, it's not worse than those other two seasons. But am I looking forward to more? No, because they haven't given us enough of anything to even know what more is. Y'all sat up and just had 3 episodes that went back and forth about a 20-year friendship that took place before we ever even knew these people. And about a subject that happened damn near 10 years ago.
Well, they need to bury the past like Phaedra want to do.
Yeah, I mean, for real. Well, that you know what I think that means? That's the show. That and that's probably the short I'm about to put up is I'm about to go get her storyline. I mean her tagline, and I'm gonna say I think she didn't save the Titanic. She just put the nail in the coffin.
So she got to take him to the what's the name Willie? What's the name of
Yeah, she got to take him to Willie Watkins. Willie Watkins. Willie Watkins. That's what she's
So do you want to be cremated or you want a mausoleum? Which one?
She just put the nail in the coffin with that. That's what it is.
Because I'm like, oh, and then I guess I'm trying to figure out in my mind what made them want her to come on the show. That it was looking that bad from what they were seeing.
She showed it better.
Because Binge Worthy said he couldn't believe that the way they edited for the event. He said it was a lot of stuff they could have used. He said because that's how much it popped off in there.
Wow.
So
and go back to what I was saying in the sense like I do feel like maybe it's a setup, like maybe it's a setup to set the show up for an exit. I don't know. They are bringing in new shows. A part of me, just again, I speak about this a lot in the reviews. Y'all know that it's 16 years. I use the analogy, you get new skin every 7 years. Like your whole body got a new, set of skin. So, that would indicate to me that there is some evolution. And like, I think with the public, sometimes it's hard to accept change. It's hard to do the move on. But, everything runs its course. And once you've kind of gotten to the point, so that kind of go back to when we talk about bringing housewives back. There's not anybody's story that needs to continue at this point. Going back to when I asked about if you watch And Just Like That, that's a sequel to Sex and the City. And so, right. So that's where we are now, like when you're asking for those older housewives, like a Phaedra, like Cynthia, Nene, they're in a different phase of their life than where they were when we first started watching them. So I feel like even if they were to come back, it still wouldn't be the housewives you're trying to, you know what I mean, like get to. So we only have one or two choices. It's time for them to go, or it has to be a whole new group. It can't be this thread of these old timers. For it to be fresh. Because again, now we sitting up, like I say, we sitting up here with 4 new housewives, and they went and pulled information from, a decade. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm not even about to really talk a lot to somebody in my real life about some shit that happened a decade ago. Like, we can barely remember. You saw how fast I forgot my thought. You know what I mean? Like the thought that just popped in my head today. And you think somebody want to sit up and debate something that happened a decade ago? Really? Like, no. So, like I say, they're bringing in new shows. Maybe it is a time to usher it out. I say that about Jersey, but if we notice one by one, everybody is taking a longer break. Everybody is getting like this cast like makeover. Outside of Orange County. Orange County is the only one that hasn't really gone through that exactly. But that's because Orange County don't even operate the way the rest of the housewives do. They got their own drama and stuff, but I don't know. I guess it's like maybe it's the same as living in Orange County. It feels like they just different than the rest of them. Hey, honey. But like, huh?
So do you think that reality TV just, has run its course then?
I don't think reality TV has. I just think the people we watching have. I think maybe some of the formula of what we're watching has, and so I think it's time for, like I say, they bringing in new cities. I think the more cities, maybe that allows, like the Rhode Island. I wouldn't be surprised if New Jersey doesn't come back. I don't know why they need a New Jersey and a Rhode Island. You know what I'm saying? Then so it could be something the same, similar for Atlanta. Like maybe they go and do some other city that just kind of wipes out Atlanta and ushers in a new group of girls, maybe a new culture. You know what I mean? Something, I don't know. Again, I'm not advocating for nobody to lose their job. I'm just talking about where I am as a viewer. I've been watching all this time, and even my life has changed. What I want to see, what I'm interested in, has changed. I wish we could get back to the Ultimate Girls Trip. I thought Ultimate Girls Trip was a great way to usher new housewives in on the show and then exit the other housewives, because we can still see our favorites and we can still just see them have fun and catch up with what is going on in their life. Nene Leakes, I think she could go on Love Hotel. I don't want to see Nene on Real Housewives. What, dating? Like, right. That's what I'm saying. Like, what is it that we're really about to watch her do today on Housewives of Atlanta? You know what I mean? So it's like, no, it doesn't make sense. Now, like I say, Portia could come back, but I feel like they could give Portia her own thing. They gave it to Kim. Who the fuck was watching Kim and her kids sit in the house for fucking 12 years or whatever it was?
Wow, it lasted that long.
I just made that up.
Girl, somebody was watching it, I guess.
Well, clearly so, but you know what? No, we're not gonna do that either, because I got a bone to pick with them about that doggone Summer House. Now, I do watch the regular Summer House, but I'm mad that they're not bringing back that Martha's Vineyard Summer House, because they only got their 2 seasons. They finally got a reunion the 2nd season, and now y'all talking about y'all putting them on ice. Yet y'all had them white kids come on, or those are grown-ups. I call them kids because they be acting like kids. But they're damn near my age while I'm calling them kids. But I'm like, you had them on for about 7-8 seasons. Like, and not for nothing, the first 2 seasons, 3 seasons of Summer House, they struggled. Like, and that's what I'm saying. And you would only know that if you was watching from way back then. I watched that. Don't nobody know about them damn twins, like my cousin said. Right, because they was on. Don't nobody know. Amanda and Kyle sitting there married now, but y'all don't remember how Amanda came into the picture. You know, like she wasn't wifey material. She was the booty call.
I never watched none of those.
But that's what they do. Both Below Deck got 4 different, 4 different shows from one show, and yet we can't get a black show to be longer than 2 seasons. They did the same thing with Southern Charm New Orleans. I watched the original Southern Charm, but they came out with us New Orleans. And see, that's what I'm saying to y'all. I'm fair. Like, I did not watch one thing because it's only white people on there. Like, I'm okay. Like, those people are in Charleston. And I know what I'm watching, right? So now they got the girl Beretta on there, and I don't know what she is doing there because she looked like a coon, even though she tries not to. Like, girl, get your ass the hell off of that show. But anyway, somebody go tell her I said that. But anyway, I'm okay with not having everything have black, blackness in it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm okay with that. But then I love when they give us something. So, like I said, the Southern Charm with New Orleans, that was flavor, nice, and it was good. What they do, 2 seasons gone. Never to hear from them again. Vanderpump Rules can be on for God knows when. I don't even know why they out there. And I think it's only because of that scandal or something with some porn or something. I think I'm supposed to say, excuse me. But yeah, so now they on hiatus, but they getting ready to usher them back out. That's what I say, like, real talk. Sometimes it really irritates me that some of these corporations and things just really play with us in our face. Like, Bravo would be a blip. It would be next to OWN, right? If it wasn't for the Real Housewives of Atlanta and all of the viewers that it brought. Like, Project Runway was doing okay over there before Housewives, but Housewives is what put Bravo as a fucking network on the map. Like I said, it would be as good as OWN if Housewives of Atlanta never happened to them. And so that's, like I say, and it's because of black viewers.
Yeah.
Not just the white ones, And I think they, like I say, I just get tired of them sometimes playing in our face, even with what they want to bring and give us, in our shows. Like, you don't let, none of this is really, you don't have this happening with the other people. You don't, but hey, that was what that reality reckoning was all about with Bethany and them, kind of just really talking a lot about some of that stuff. I guess more so about their processes and policies about how they drink and all of that. But again, I noticed the disparaging things they do with our black shows in comparison to how they do all the other shows. And I think it's ridiculous because you wouldn't have had the room for all of these other shows if Atlanta Housewives didn't pop up.
But when Nene said, they know your name because they knew me.
And she got it right. She was definitely that's a read, okay? Because she's right. That's what she told us. She said, no one knew your name until they knew mine.
That's right.
That's right. I knew his name, but she's right. The rest of the people, and that's what I'm like. But she's right, And I can say that not because I'm a Nene fan. I can say it because I watched it. With my own 2 eyes. Like, I watched that shit with my own 2 eyes from the very beginning. From Orange County opening up, from that little bitty stage. Like I said, just everything. You can go back and see the way that they dressed and tell, you know what I'm saying, like what was going on. You could tell when they started making money. It's when the Atlanta Housewives came on. No lies detected.
You know, they build everything off our back. So
that's right. That's right. You ain't lying. You're not lying.
So we build it, you know.
And then go, and that's what I'm saying. Like maybe some of this is like a sabotage, you know. Maybe it's costing them too much money to keep this going. I don't know. Because that's another reason why it might be a good idea to go and get all new cast members too, because you don't have to pay them as much.
Mm-hmm. Well, honey, I don't know, but I'm sleepy. Girl. So I said, you said you would rate it up 3. I said maybe a 5. Look, I'm trying to do it just.
You trying to be generous.
Yeah, I'm really trying to be generous. Girl, I was going to sleep on this mug. I'm not even going to lie.
That's it, like, right. You talk about a 5. Like, that's all it, like, yeah, nah. That's why I said the way we ain't able to remember this.
What is that?
Hey, Kelly Farrell was being messy about Drew Sidora, has a problem with everyone except Cynthia. Yeah, she was.
She was.
But I feel like
I didn't get where she got that from because I didn't see.
I don't know either. I think she was just calling Drew to the carpet.
Because I'm like, when did Drew and Angela get into it?
Of course, I feel like she was talking about Angela, but yeah, you're right. And she should have called. She should have said Cynthia and Angela because she don't have no issue with Angela.
And what does Drew have an issue with Kelly about? I wonder. Or is Kelly Shamia's lapdog?
She thinks she fake.
So, do you think Kelly is Shamia's lapdog?
No. Listen, I'm gonna be honest. Where I think I said this, I ain't about to call nobody a lapdog, right? Because I ain't that disrespectful to a person, right? Now I might call you something else, you know, like. But I ain't about to call you no dog or not, you know what I mean? Or I'll try not to. Like I would have to be really upset. So no, I don't look at her that way. And I feel like I look at these housewives for what it's worth. I think that Kelly is kind of like a Angela. Like she knows something has to be talked about. I don't know what the producers tell her, but suggest to her in that sense to say, but because that in a sense that might be what we saw where Kelly, it looked like she just blurted it out of nowhere, you know what I mean? Like it might have been somebody kind of saying like, okay, well, we need to, get some conversation happening. And I do think that Drew seemed to what is Portia, Shamia, and not like say she did tell Kelly that she thought she was fake. So I don't know,
You said Drew told Kelly that she thought.
Yeah, she it was at Britt's event. Mm-hmm.
Oh, that she thought that Kelly was fake.
Yeah. Now I don't know where she got that right, where that came from, but that's what I say. Drew just I think Drew takes what she hear other people say, and that's what I mean by Shamia. Like I don't know why you would bark, but for me, like all you did was get that girl ammo. And is a dog with a bone because she not letting that go at all.
Did she say, "Is this coming to America"? Did somebody say that?
Yes. I think that was Shamia. Yeah, I think that was Shamia. And that's what I mean. Like you was being funny, but that was not the time and not the thing to, like be funny on. Because no, you call me a dog, I'm gonna be ready to reach across the table on you. Like who your mama? Who she raised? Because ain't no dogs over here.
Girl.
But yeah. Like I said, I see it that way. I can notice when the girls are just really trying to get something going outside of, but Drew for me, Drew is the one that's just really I don't like the way she moved. Like I say, when she was talking to Portia, she was over talking Portia. Yeah. I think that is a sign that somebody is not telling the truth because you can't not let somebody at least get out what they're saying. You know what I mean? Like, and then you come. But if you don't want them to say what they saying, it seemed to me like you're not like you just trying to get your name out.
And and then to go and say, I see why Simon is divorcing you. I'm like, girl.
Really? And that's not even the case because it actually is Portia divorcing him. Yeah, but guess we should turn around and say we see why Ralph divorcing you? Oh, no. Right. Okay.
Girl, they really getting a divorce though.
Who knows? Exactly.
Yeah, because I don't know. I don't know. But like I said, I'm gonna give them a 5.
To be together, back together already, because when they said about them trying to like rush to the foul first or whatever, if I just thought to myself, I said it just sounded like they was in a bad fight, you know, like for the day or something. Yeah.
And run down there playing with them people. But so what do you think about what they showed so far for the next episode where Kelly and Shamia gets on Brett about her donation, her charitable?
I mean, somebody should.
Because it just don't look good.
And clearly they let that shit slide with you coming to them talking about you didn't expect everybody to get menus and basically you didn't have enough food to feed them people. So, because I was about to say, was she about to ask them for some money?
She said she need a donation. She Grenada.
Let me tell y'all something. What happened? This was about last year. And it was Rudolph Giuliani, honey. They had
girl. Girl, they got
and he was like, I have no this and this guy. And so my mama, I said, he said like he about to ask us for some money.
Girl. He better not ask for nothing. Pay them folks their money. You had them people going up to the house. So that's right. Take it off.
That's why I say she about to ask them for some money because it sounded like she was working her way up to it. But yeah, somebody should call her out about it because, girl, you are playing. And, charity is charity, but I feel like in this atmosphere, right? Like, yes, you should call somebody else, just like Dr. Heavenly when it came to Toya about that. Like, now maybe you didn't have to do it on the microphone to everybody else. Maybe you could have had a little more couth than that. Like, However, I'm okay with you confronting her about it because it was cheap. And, like sometimes and I am one like this. Don't you dare be walking around with Hermes and Louis Vuitton and Christian Lacroix and all of these. And then you tripping about $1,000. You tripping about $1,500 for this. Like, that's a bit like I'm not saying that she is broke, but that's broke behavior. Like
very broke behavior, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Very broke behavior.
And listen, I'm not, and this is the problem with us because I think a lot of us we can have a little of nothing, and then we got like a higher mindset. But I'm okay with that because at least when I do get some money, honey, I'm gonna know how to treat the people with it. Like
exactly. Because that was just ridiculous. I'm like, what? Yeah. I don't think she thought they was gonna open that box. Britt.
It's one box. Like,
I think she thought she was gonna just scoop it on there and put it up. Girl, they said this box is light.
Yeah, it's one box.
Right. She said it's bare naked.
Like, what did you put in this one box? Like, and here Shamia got loads and loads. Honey, they got trucks ready to come and pack this, and you come up with this one box.
Girl.
And the irony too, Britt, with that, and it go back to say, like, allegedly, but you can really tell that she is struggling with finances, and this is why you literally are on the show in which you got paid to show up there. You are literally about to get paid to go to where they're asking you to go. You couldn't scram up something to show up and donate? Because literally that would just kind of be like for your payment.
So you think that Britt, her whole thing with Kenya was because Kenya said something about that ring?
No, of course not. No, Britt just wants a moment. Britt has been wanting a moment since she got on the show. She got her moment, but Kenya ain't there no more, so you couldn't get no more moments from her. And ain't nobody giving her no energy. But every time you turn around, if you notice, she chime in about something.
Yes.
So like even with Phaedra and Apollo, you know, I guess there was a reason for her to say it, but it felt out of place because if your husband invited Apollo and Shireen, you didn't even know Phaedra. I'm guessing you didn't have no idea that she was coming unless you did. And unless the intent was to have him there or to start something. You know what I'm saying? So Britt is always looking for a moment. Like Drew.
Now on this one, this episode, did Britt have was there any scenes with her family, like her and her husband?
I don't remember seeing her. I don't remember.
I don't either. So it was just at Shamia's house.
Yeah, because after that doggone event, that was bad enough. We don't need to see no more scenes with Britt. Like, please don't. Like,
I don't know why she thought. I mean, I don't understand that.
And that's probably why the girl starts saying that she lying about her life, because it's just like what I said, just in theory. Like I said, you are literally getting paid to be there. You didn't pay for that trip. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm mentioning that just to say, like, whatever money you came with, you still got it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if the only thing that you had to do was show up with donation, and that's what you showed up with, is kind of giving like broke as hell. Like, that's what I'm saying. Where did y'all find this girl at? Did y'all just go to the bus stop and pick up somebody?
You know what? The thing, poor people wouldn't even gave that.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You'd have went in your house and packed up some stuff.
Yes. That's ridiculous. That is really
show up to somebody to. I mean, now listen, charity, you give what you can.
Exactly. Right? True.
Listen, you give what you can, but Britt knew better than that. And again, this, like I said, I would have preferred for her to have said some reason why she couldn't.
Yeah,
you know, I would have. But to show up with what you did, it just feel icky. And again, broke, because even in that same scene, she sat up and talked about the event planner as if that event went wrong, not to her not being able to afford it, but that the actual planner, decorator, whoever is the reason why it didn't represent her the way that she would have done it. Well, everybody would have done it a different way had they had the funds to do it. I don't know what you're talking about, girl.
Girl, it was a mess. I said, what the fuck is this? And that's the only part of the episode I really watched. What's this?
So it was filmed summer of 2024.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And here we are a whole year. Right. You right about that.
And she still ain't paid the people.
And well, right. She still ain't paid them people. Now I wonder how long it take the housewives to get paid from their season. I guess after the season air. Because that means Britt, what I'm telling y'all for a fact is Britt is waiting on that money from the housewives. And not for nothing, even though this is not me, because I ain't mad at Sheree, just because I have this type of mentality. Like, if Sheree, it took her so long to build that house, not just because it was massive and big, and she surely probably did have the issues with the contracts and things, but she was getting paid from this show and taking that money to do the rest of whatever she needed to do for that house, which is what, and again, smart. I'm just saying she didn't have all the money to, build her house. That's the reason why it took her so long.
This turned out to be a beautiful home.
Yeah, right. That's why I say I'm not saying it to because I don't give a damn if you had like I say with that. Of course, you will want everything to happen faster and in whatever time frame your original, set was. But if it take you 5 years to get something like that, and that's your goal, and you get there, then who can shit on that?
No, because it's a beautiful home.
It is, and it's paid for, because that's the other thing. Like if
it's paid for. Okay,
yeah. Well, I feel like all she is doing is probably paying taxes, and this is me just guessing. So I can't say that she actually, but I'm figuring since she is not on the show anymore, she got to be trying. Well, we know she's trying to work her She by Sheree, and hopefully it's doing all right for her. But I'm just assuming that she paid the things to build. And so what she is actually having to pay for is the land, is what I'm thinking.
Her property taxes.
I
don't know. That'd be nice if she didn't have a mortgage. That's great.
Yeah, well, it would have been the smartest way. And considering the type of money that she was able to get from Real Housewives, to me, it just seemed like it makes sense to do it that way. So you don't have something like Kim that you have to pay on, and then when your paycheck goes away, now you can't pay for this place.
Exactly. How she talked about
did the same thing. She paid for her build, and and that would be the smartest thing to do for anybody that's got money to be able to do it.
Yeah, because even like how Candy did it, she took a house that was foreclosed and totally redid it. Beautiful when they showed it that season. Really beautiful. But yeah, and Kim had to move. They said she renting from Shamia, so that's what they say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's hope she paying her bills.
I hope so too. That's why they said with Riley's on whatever show now, and her mother told her to be careful of Kim's daughter. I'm like, because she's a user or something.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, shoot, Riley already know their daughter. Already know her.
She said, be careful though, I guess.
Yeah, I think because I think it's Ariana that's on there. It's not Brielle, right?
Girl, I don't even know the kids apart. So.
Okay, because I was gonna say
one of them just got their little case thrown out or whatever, whichever one that one is. No, like that was a slender one.
Probation or something.
Yeah, she got most of the discharged.
Okay. So yeah, that's Ariana then. That's the youngest one. So I think it was her. Yeah, her and Riley had been friends when Kim and Candy was friends. Yeah, so they should be at least familiar with each other.
Yes, I guess you're making sure.
I'm not watching this video, so don't even. Those girls are way too young for me to watch them, honestly. Because like I say, even when I started watching Summer House, that's why I kind of refer to them as kids. Even Vanderpump Rules, like I referred to them as kids because at the time they was younger than me, but now I realize, like say I'm 44. Hell, now they in their late 30s and shit, going on 40. I'm like, well, hell, they grown-ups now. Like they started off kids, like, or what I consider kids. So, and I have watched growing up hip hop. But like I said, this right here, those kids are too young. I don't want to follow a bunch of 20-year-olds in New York. Nepo kids, I'm okay. Because I'm not concerned about what they about to do with their life. Like they're gonna be just fucking fine. Like maybe Ariana, like her mom is the one struggling, but yeah.
Yeah. So that's it. That's all we got here. Just let us know what you thought of what you would rate this episode. And do you think Phaedra's going to be able to save this Titanic? Let us know that in the comments. Please go over and subscribe to Brandi Jenae's page. And please give us a like, share, and come in the comments and talk to us, please. Honey, I can better keep my eyes open. Girl, I'm sleepy.
It's usually me. That's so funny.
Girl, I am tired as heck.
It's usually me that's like, okay, I'm ready to go.
Girl, these eyes is low. I still gotta go downstairs and clean
like,
up.
yeah, you know how I feel.
Girl, I can barely keep it. Girl, the Sandman is visiting me right now. Mr. Sandman. I'm looking at the clock. I'm like, okay. But yeah, so I'll see you guys later. Y'all have a great evening. Good night.
Good night. Good night.
Good night, honey. I'm going to sleep.